Hello guys. I was making this wreath today for our front door, and first of all, do you guys remember this wreath I did live? It was with a garland I found at Target and just an embroidery hoop that I got at the thrift store. I'm just taking that apart right now to make a fall wreath for the front door. So I thought I'd get on here and share that with you guys. I've been taking you guys along on a lot of, I kind of like this green eucalyptus on here, so I'm gonna leave that on there. So I've been taking you guys along with me on my thrift store hauls, and so I thought I'd show you how I shop that and how I create things for our home easily. So let me show you what I have. So a big embroidery hoop, like I said, I had this on the front door for spring, and I made this one live here, and it was just a garland that I got at Target. So I'm gonna show you. Now you can get this stuff at any craft store, Home Goods. I went to last night, they had some cool stems, but I got these. This was in a long stem at a thrift store, kind of like this one, and I just took it all apart. So it had some cool fall things in there. This, I don't know if I'll put that in there, but, and then I also found these. I thought these were super cool too. These are all at a thrift store. This is just some more of that. So what I'm going to use is, you need scissors. I like using this floral wire. It's just easy to use. And that's pretty much it. You could use hot glue too, whatever to stick your stuff on your wreath. And if you guys can see me and hear me, let me know. Let me know if you have decorated or started decorating for fall here in the comments. I would love to know. It's still like 90 degrees here in Iowa, so the fall weather is not here. So I wish it was. I'm trying to show you guys what else I have for this. So I went to Target yesterday, and in this was a garland, and they were little wood pumpkins, but I didn't want to do all this. This would take forever. So these were all strung together, you know, in a garland with some twine on top. And so what I did, they were all just wood. They had a white one, and they had, I think there was a different option, but I just got the solid wood one so then I could stain them, paint them, and paint them. This one is like my favorite. It's a green color. I don't know if you can see that here, but I just put the paint off and then I wiped it off with a paper towel so it kind of looked like it's rough. And then I just painted these white, and this is just a dark walnut stain. And I can go back. I didn't put any of the links of anything I use. I can go back up above and put those links in after this video. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pumpkins on that garland. It was $3 at Target. And then I also picked this up. This table's a mess. This, I love this little welcome autumn sign, and they're reversible. Is that backwards for you guys? Anyway, this says gather together. I'm going to do this side, but you can reverse them. And I thought that'd be cute to hang on the top of the wreath. So all I'm going to do is I'm just using the floral wire I took off when I took the spring part off. And I'm just going to grab these in bunches, kind of like this. And I am just going to tie them onto the wreath. Okay, can you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm just going to tie them onto the wreath here. And I just use the floral wire right around the wreath. And I'm going to need probably another piece of floral wire, just so it stays. How many of you guys? Yeah, that's how I feel too, Carol. And the leaves are starting to turn, and there is, the leaves are like on the ground, they're starting to fall, but the weather is still so hot. And you guys know I do not like the heat and the humidity. Not my favorite at all. So when you use this floral wire, just hide it. Go up and underneath these, hide it so you don't see it. If you just go in between the layers, then you won't see it at all. I am just going to do that all along the bottom of here. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments below. I kind of set the camera up taller today, but I can still see them even though my eyesight's getting kind of not great. I don't want to admit it though. Talk myself out of it. Okay, do you guys like the thrift store videos when I'm taking you guys along? Do you guys shop thrift stores? I know for some of you, you don't have thrift stores, or your thrift stores aren't as good, you say. Yes, I'll show you the ring in just a second. I'm just going to tie this on. Just using floral wire, and these stems, I mean, you can get them, like I said, in Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and they usually have good coupons. But finding, you know, stuff like this, it can be expensive. So I was happy to find these in a thrift store. This is just a huge embroidery hoop. So there were 2 pieces on this, and I just took them apart and I just stained them. But they're so big for a front door. I found it at a thrift store, so I just stained it. I used it for spring, and now I'm just kind of taking it apart and adding for fall. Okay. Did that answer? It's an embroidery hoop. Did I say embroidery wreath? I could have. It's Monday, right guys? So, and I left the green eucalyptus that I had on there for the spring because I like it for fall too. Anytime I can have green. I have green in our house all year round just because it's my favorite color. And yes, Carol, what is up with the weather? Yes, we are doing the same thing here. I know, I hear that a lot, Carol. I feel like I haven't been to yard sales a lot this year because there haven't been as many. But I went to a couple last week and found some cute things. So I'm hoping now that it's fall and people back to school and that maybe there'll be more yard sales that I can take you guys along with. Okay. Okay, so I will do more thrifty trips. Did you guys see what happened in my last one? Never happened before. I shared that here, the video. I put it on my YouTube channel, but the lights went out and nobody said a thing. Like they didn't even come over the intercom and say, sorry, the lights are out. Nothing. But people just, it was pitch black in there. I couldn't see a thing, so I had to, and it stayed like that for 10 or 15 minutes. I just couldn't believe that nobody said anything. So when I make these wreaths, I like to work from the front that you're gonna see. So if that makes sense. So you're not working backwards. You're not, so then you can see what it's gonna look like from the front. And I'm just using this floral wire is really thin. So it, I can cut it with scissors, but I do have, let me see if I can find it amongst the mess. Oh yeah, here. I do have wire cutters because when you're taking these, like these things apart, they're wired. These are a lot thicker. So you do kind of need a wire cutter for that. Okay, I wanted to get, so all of this is on. You can just finagle all this just around to how you like it. I love wired stems because they're so forgiving. You can't do it wrong. Okay. All right, and now I'm just gonna add, you could hot glue these. I didn't turn my hot glue gun on. I'm just gonna add these inside the, you guys can see that, right? Just inside the wires I've already used to tie the, what are these things called? These things on with. And I've shared this before, but when I get garlands or like these things, I try not to cut them down completely because then I can reuse them. Like these eucalyptus leaves I got at the Target Dollar Spot, or it's called Bullseye's Playground right now. I still call it the Dollar Spot. A while ago, but I try to leave them intact so then I can use them. What size is the ring? Hang on one second. I can, probably 2 feet, I would say, 24 inches. But I don't like to take them fully apart because then I can use them in vases or in other areas, in baskets or, so that's just a tip. If you can salvage it or use it without taking it fully apart, do that because then you can reuse it in other ways. Yeah, see, my wire cutters don't even really cut that, so scissors are fine. Okay. I want to stick one more on here. I should have done those together. Then you don't waste so much wire. And then you can just move your leaves and stalks and stuff around to hide the wire. I thought I had another ring down here so I could show them together. I might have one in here. Okay, so from the front, this is what it looks like, and I will continue to fluff this and work with this. After we get off here, I won't do that here though. So. Now these things also came in the twine, this is twine, but that didn't come in there. Just these things, just fall little, so I'm just gonna stick them in wherever I can. And then under, I don't even know how long this is taking me, but sometimes if there's enough wire in the stem, you can use that to wrap around your wreath form. You could use anything as a wreath form. When I find these, they're just so big. And again, wreath forms can be so expensive. So, and you get 2 for the price of 1. So I feel like, why not use these? And they're wood, so then I can stain them. And it kind of goes with the look that we have going in our house and how I like to decorate. And with these, here's another. You only have to do, you don't have to fill the wreath. You only have to do the bottom half. So then you're not buying a ton of stuff to fill the wreath. So if you guys like the thrift store, when I take you guys with me, are there any things in particular you'd like to see, or any tips that you wish I did or shared more of? I'm trying to shove this in here. I try to, sometimes it's awkward, but I'm getting to the point where I don't care if people are in Sweden. So do you guys have thrift stores in Sweden? Do you guys have like yard sales and thrift stores? And when I hear people say we don't really have thrift stores or yard sales, I wonder what do people do? And maybe they don't get rid of things, but I don't know what I would do because I'm constantly changing things up. Go a little slower. Okay. Okay. I know, and I try not to like turn the camera to make you guys dizzy. Okay, go a little slower when I'm showing what's on like the shelves. Is that what you mean, Chris? Thank you, like that kind of stuff. Okay, you do, yes, but not like the States. Okay. Hello, Patricia. Patricia, do you go by Pat? My mom's name is Patricia. She goes by Pat. Yes, Mary, and on the blog, I have used smaller rings. Sorry, I couldn't get that wire. I have used smaller rings on those, the chairs, the theater chairs that we cut and we put in our entry. I've used the smaller ones to make smaller scale wreaths. I buy them all the time. They're cute in your, I also have cute Christmas ornaments that I made out of the rings. That's on the blog too. I just love, they're just, you can do so much with them. No, you're not, Ian. Patty, okay. Hello, Diana. No, you're not born on the wrong side of the, I couldn't imagine. Sweden has to be beautiful. There's so many places I'd like to see. Okay, so I think right now, I'm just going to, well, this would be really cute right here. Okay. What I wanted to do was, I should have taken this apart, but I wanted to show you guys where, when I take you guys shopping at Target too, I hear from a lot of people that my Target is better. And I know all Targets and chain stores like that are different, but I always thought they were pretty much the same. But I guess not. I hear that more and more. Where did I put? Here it is. So this came with a twine in it, but I need it to hang lower. So, and I will share a picture of this when it's hung on the door. Cincinnati, hello. Okay, so I am just, and you guys, this is the twine that came off the garland from Target. Reuse whatever you can. Do not throw this stuff out. And if I wasn't going to use this, I would put this in my, this is going to be I would put it in my stash for ribbons, and I would use this twine for gifts and stuff. It sounds like my neighbor is outside. I hope they don't come to the door. Okay, can you guys hear that? All right, I'm trying to get these through, and of course these are hard to, okay, good. Thank you for cooperating. So I'm just doing it like this. So I put it through there and it's straight across, and then I'm going to tie that to the top of the wreath, and it'll just sit on the front door. Lay against the front door, I guess I should say. And then I can also use this to tie it to the front door. Okay. So I'm just, you guys, I'm not being fancy about this because I don't want it to look fancy. I just want it to look. Okay, this I will have to work with and change once I get it on the door. And then I will, once I hang it on the door, I will make a bow out of this. And this needs to go higher. But this is, just so you get the gist, this will hang like this above, in the middle of the wreath. And I want to put these in here. Oh, maybe not this one. I'd like to put these in. Aren't these cool? I think they were 88 cents for 3 of them. Ah, and they have a wire in them. I didn't know that until just now. It's the simple things. So do you guys decorate for fall or no? I don't really decorate for Halloween anymore now that the kids are older. Easter we don't really decorate with. This is my office, and this is where I sit on the computer most days, and yes, this is where I do most of my videos. I just found a really cool piece of furniture I'm going to make over, and so I will share that here with you guys too when it's not so hot, because when it's so humid, it's not good to paint and do all that stuff outside. I don't want to cut that stem, so then I can reuse these. So I will share that soon. Do you guys have a restore where you guys... Yes, I do too, Chris. Yeah, I was saying I don't do Easter anymore, really. It's some spring stuff or Halloween. It's so sad when your kids get older. Okay, I don't know what I think I asked you guys a question now. I don't remember because I'm fully into this. Oh, restore. Do you guys have restores? It's fun, Patricia. I know. Restore is another great place to find great things. There's my mailman. In the 80s. Oh my goodness. I need to visit there in like January, and then it would probably be really nice, right? I love these places I want to visit. I just know I cannot go in the summer because I would probably die. Not really. Okay, so this is, I'm going to fluff it, but I just wanted to show you guys, this is all thrift store, yes, Target for $3. And these pumpkins, I might have to, oh, let me just see if I can do this. Shopping thrift stores, yard sales, restore, trying to think what else. Estate sales and auctions. I have a love-hate. We used to go to auctions a lot more before we had kids. And they are a lot of fun, but you have to be there all day. And usually the thing I want is the last thing they're going to auction off. So then I'm just wasting an entire day, because if you leave, then they'll decide to sell that thing. Estate sales, I think, like around here, especially, well, not especially, but that's all I can go by. Estate sales are, you guys, can you see this? These are the holes. I'm just putting my wire in there. Is the sun glaring too much? I'm sorry. Estate sales are expensive. They are so expensive. So my tip for shopping estate sales is to go on the first day and see if there are things you like, and then plan to be the first one there on the last day when everything is 75% off. Because I don't feel like, I don't know, maybe you guys like estate sales, but I feel like I don't find good deals there because they're so expensive. Unless the family's doing it themselves, or there's like a living estate sale. I know we had one for my grandpa. Okay. Can you guys see this? So I'm just going to work my way around. This one has to be tightened, but I'm just going to work my way around this with these other little pumpkins. And I got, how many did I say? 7 of these or 9 of these for $3. And so you're able to, yes. Patricia, I picked that up off the side of the road. It is a baby, crib spring. It is the best thing. Yes, it's so great. Let me just see. Yes, it's so great for putting, like, that is a grain bin right there. So I can put things inside there, and then hanging baskets right here so you can put stuff in. It's kind of great for organizing, and it looks cute too. And you wouldn't, it was on the side of the road. And when I got it home, I didn't know. And then we had just put the shiplap, this is just faux shiplap, and we pulled these green lights out of a barn. And this green desk, it came out of a house we looked at to flip. It was in the basement, and he wasn't going to do anything with it. Well, here we go, guys. Now I'm way off topic, but this is a metal cabinet. I found it, I think, Restore. This makeover's on the blog. It was a brown color, so I just painted the hardware. And then this office sign was at Restore. It had somebody's phone number on it, and it was an up and down sign, but it was perfect to just make an office sign above the crib springs. But anyway, when I brought it home, I thought that would look really cool above my desk, because I liked the black over the white shiplap. So yeah, it's great. If you've got one, hang it on the wall, or hang it up and down if you've got more of a vertical place. But it'd be cute for a message center too, like in your kitchen, or depending on what space you have. But I love it. Okay, I have to do this over, and I have to do this when it's on the door. So I'm going to take this off right now. But so anyway, I will not keep doing this on here. I just wanted to show how easy this is to do. Your thrift stores, yard sales, if you have them. And this stuff, like, go outside. You might be able to find some of this stuff just outside and then throw it on an embroidery hoop. You can get these at any craft store as well. But I just wanted to let you know that's why I'm doing it. I'm reusing this to make a fall wreath, and then I'll put that garland away, and I can bring it out next year. But okay, guys, I'm going to finish this. Have a great Monday. Yes. No, you're not. No, that's fine, Patricia. I love that. I love interacting when I'm on here live. I love that. Yes, a craft room for sure. And then put a bunch of baskets hanging on it, or there's so many things you can find that, would be, yes, top of ornamental grass. Yes, any of that. Go out to your backyard. You don't even have to go to a thrift store. Find, like I said, our stuff is starting to turn now. So do you guys have any other questions? Anything else I can answer about anything? I'm open to it. But yeah, I'm going to finish this and then hopefully get it up on the door today. And then hopefully the fall weather will come. It'll get cooler here and this heat will go away. I don't think so. Okay, guys, have a great Monday.